It is official. TiVo has stopped selling brand new DVRs. So what does this mean for new and existing customers? Two things to worry about. Number one, the TiVo Service subscription. Number two, how are you going to watch the thing? So spoiler alert, if you want to pick off one off of eBay, try to avoid the cable TV DVRs and stick with the OTA antenna version. More on that at the end of the video. Let's get it.
Sniffing that K, did you feel the hole?
So fun fact, if y'all didn't know, TiVo had this online subscription you had to pay for. And it was like $15 a month. You could also pay annually, and there was a lump sum for lifetime access. I believe, don't quote me, but I think they got rid of the annual and lifetime right now, and you can only pay per month. But basically, your DVR would phone home, either through broadband or back in the day, fun fact, had a little telephone port. So it would connect to your landline because we didn't have broadband back in the day. That's how old these things were. And it would basically download the latest channel guide information for the next few days. So the obvious question, can you still use a DVR without the TiVo subscription? Yes, you can. It's not great though. So, okay, number one, when you don't pay for the service, I did a video on this, but obviously you won't see what channel you're on and stuff like that. It's not that fun. And the big one, you cannot really schedule your recordings based on the show, right? Because there's no show to look up. You can still schedule manual recordings by punching in the channel number, start and end time. It's not fun, but it's just like any old VCR, right? You're just going to have to do that manually. And some other features too. If you have one of those small boxes like the TiVo Minis, basically they kind of just remotely connect to your main DVR box for the house. So some of these DVRs have like 4 to 6 tuners, right? And you can kind of stream it to those mini TiVo boxes around the house. If you don't have a subscription, those things won't work because those basically phone home separately straight to the internet, and they get all that information, where's the host box, and then it will know where to connect to the main one. So if there's no active TiVo subscription, I've tested this, at least maybe things are different, but you won't be able to basically, unless there's a workaround. It didn't work for me, so those TiVo Minis are basically useless. The only other option too you get is you won't be able to schedule your DVRs on your mobile phone, your laptop, whatever. But yeah, so you can still use a DVR without a subscription. A couple caveats. As far as I know, if you already have, I mean, God forbid you have one of these old DVRs, right? As far as I know, if you have an active subscription already or a lifetime, these devices will still continue to work. If you pick up one of these old boxes off of eBay, I believe you can still activate it if it's a Romeo or newer. Anything older like a Series 3 or whatever, or this old Series 2, you won't be able to create a new service account with it, right? So that's the only gotcha. So if you want to go on eBay, you want to look for a lifetime plan or just bite the bullet and just use it without channel guide and all that stuff. Will it continue to work? Here's the thing. It could be 2 to 5 years before they shut down the TiVo online service. As far as I know, there's no hackers that came up with a workaround yet. I know that TiVo used to be in Australia, and that was like 2013, 2017. It lasted. The online service was for a few years before they shut it down entirely. So it just depends on a bunch of stuff. Like I said, it's just, you never know when they're going to shut it down. So you buy this and you're basically gambling when it will stop working, the subscription. But when it does shut off, you can still use it. The only other thing to worry about is how are you going to watch the thing, right? Because here's the thing. Older DVRs, they don't have a digital tuner for the antenna, right? This one is a Series 2, and you can tell because it has a black bezel, it's a standard definition one, this can tune digital channels. So you can hook this up to an antenna, and you're going to be able to still watch TV. Will it still work in your area? Probably not, because this is an old MPEG standard. So some of those old DVRs might have issues like that. So I would recommend getting a newer DVR off of eBay if you really wanted to. But yeah, over-the-air antenna will be your best bet. Here's the thing with the digital TV. So fun fact, back in the day, when we still had standard definition TiVos, this is what this is, you literally took an AV cable from your cable box or whatever, and you plugged it from here into the video in, and that's it. And that's how you watch and record and do everything. And when it was time to record a show, your TiVo would send a channel changing command to your cable box. That was how it was done in what, '04, when we had standard definition. TiVo came out with a high def box and the game changed, right? There was no piggybacking off cable box. They basically went straight from the cable line straight into here. And the way they did that was with something called a cable card. This little device, I know this is not a high def box, just bear with me. This cable card would kind of go into a slot somewhere on here, and then it would decrypt all of your paid cable TV channels, just like your cable box would do with this card. As far as I know, a lot of companies, a lot of cable providers like Spectrum and Comcast, there was an issue with cable card and Verizon Fios. There was a security flaw with this that made them stop working. There was a hot fix to get it working in like 2022. But even so, with so many people getting off cable TV as it is, they decided, nope, we're just going to phase people off of cable cards and the cable boxes. So basically rendering the cable TV DVRs fully obsolete, right? You won't be able to tune to any channels. They're just going to cut you off. Their goal with Spectrum and on Verizon Fios and Comcast want to do is basically give you a set-top box relying solely on your wireless router, right? Because these boxes don't need a router. They go straight from cable TV to the wall to the street, and that's it. So that's the one downside, but it is progress. I do know there are certain TiVo DVRs that will say they're cable rated, but they'll still work with antennas. Try to avoid the 6-tuner DVRs because those generally are cable only. I'll try to put a quick guide or compatibility matrix down below. But yeah, try to avoid any cable DVRs unless you just have a magical cable provider that's still going to support these things. It's very unlikely because, like I said, it was a time warp issue basically. So after like 2024, these were supposed to stop working entirely, and that was all across the industry. There was a hot fix. There's probably no guarantee there will be another hot fix down the road. So everyone is phasing these things off. It sucks. What did I do personally? I just decided I would rather have a house than to be paying an insane amount of cable TV pricing, right? So my wife and I just kind of watch shows on Netflix and Hulu, and we just doom scroll on YouTube and TikTok and all that stuff. So we really don't have time for TV. If you have the money, you're retired, you just want to the cable TV experience, I really recommend you get something like the DirecTV Stream. It's like this little Android TV box, but it literally gives you this one. It's really cool. This box lets you, it gives you a remote with channel numbers, right? So you can kind of still get the cable box experience, and you have all of your apps in one box. I think that's pretty freaking cool. There's other options too, like Sling, YouTube TV. I'm not a fan of those if I ever want to get it because I like a good physical remote, but you know, I'm just too cheap at this point. What I use right now, I have an antenna set up with my with an HD home run, and I have a computer server running Plex. So I basically can. That's another video I'll link down below, but that's kind of what I'm doing. It sucks. I do miss TiVo, but it's just not worth it anymore. And if you still want to hang on to this, I mean, I hope this guide will help you guys out. It sucks, but I don't think there's anything we can do to keep these things working unless you get one of these standard definition ones. But yeah, the writing's on the wall. Let me know if this video was helpful, guys.